Time to see what's on the radar for Brianne Gardner, Senior Wealth Manager at Velocity Investment Partners, Raymond James. And there's a few that you are watching right now, Brianne, but we'll start with Aritzia.
Yeah. We were talking with International Women's Day. I thought I would pick a great fashion company, Canadian-based, Aritzia, and it's still a Canadian female-focused fashion retailer. They do have real institutional momentum, though. We saw BMO upgrading in early 2026, citing they're accelerating their U.S. sales, both across their digital platform and their boutiques. So we also saw active share buybacks underway. Analyst consensus have about a $140 price target. And so for us, the Canadian growth story with the connection we have built by women for women. I love this story, and I think there is still more upside in this consumer discretionary stock. It's looking about 28% upside from here, ranks a 9 out of 10 for us. So, I think this is a great company that still has some momentum left in it.
And any potential headwinds, any concerns about the economy with it?
Yeah, consumer discretionary stocks can always get hit, at least in the short term, when there is some geopolitical risk or potential recessionary concerns. But again, I think the diversification that Aritzia has done by shifting more, sales into the U.S. and globally, I think that they can sustain, even if Canada does go into a mild short-term recession once we get Q1 GDP data. I think the company can still weather that storm and come out of that ahead.
All right, let's move on to Advanced Micro Devices, another woman-led company, and you like it.
Yeah, I think, again, CEO Lisa Su is arguably really one of the most celebrated, I think, female executives in technology today. Obviously direct competition too. AMD has done very well with their microchips. And also NVIDIA, but she has really turned AMD from, almost near bankruptcy into an AI chip powerhouse over the past decade, which is great to see for a company like that. The stock has pulled back from the highs, but we have seen a lot of profit taking and a lot of this rotation out of some of the tech leaders into more, the value plays. And, in honor of International Women's Day, this is, again, a woman that is really leading the AI revolution. So I think this is a great business, great company, and the business thesis on this and this leadership story both continue to hold up. Ranks at 8 out of 10 fundamentally for us, this stock. And still analysts on the street have about an upside of a price target 289. So still 45% upside from here. And most analysts are ranking this stock a buy still at these levels.
And what do you feel is Sue's strength for her to turn a company like this around over the last decade?
Yeah, I think coming into it, we had seen AMD pretty muted for a while. And I think having a strong leadership in place can really turn a company around, not just motivating the employee, but having a different mindset. And I think, again, focused on where the future is going and making those changes within the company, the people, the products, the processes, and then adapting and making sure that the company has the softwares and tools to be able to be a leader in the industry. And she has done just that. All
right. And last one, we got about a minute, Enbridge.
Yeah, Enbridge, again, great company, I think, with the Strait of Hormuz in crisis. North American pipelines and infrastructure is really back in focus. And Enbridge is one of those names and is the backbone of the continental energy security. So moving the oil and gas across Canada and the U.S. at a scale. If the Middle East supply routes do remain stressed, the strategic value of this infrastructure only continues to grow. They have a great, strong dividend, stable cash flow, and really directly tied to today's top line story that we've been talking about. So we still like energy. I hold energy in Enbridge in our portfolio and continue to be bullish on this name.